I'm HP, this is Dr. Pink. Today's topic you might gonna love. It's Van Halen Style Rock Guitar. And I created a track kind of 80s exactly in this style. I took the same sounds, more or less, and also created the typical Eddie Van Halen Brown sound. And I'm first gonna show you what we're gonna talk about today. And so on. So it's basically a bit the playing style, and we will not figure out the soloing today, just the rock guitar style in this kind of genre. There's kind of a little bit adapted. You probably heard it from Jump, and I'm sorry for the synth sound. I don't like it, but that's how the synth sound back in the 80s was. That's no way to deal with that, but that's how it is. Most important thing, there are two things which we need to talk about. First of all, Eddie's Brown sound. This one here. I recreated 3 sounds. The clean sound. And also lead sound, but today we're not going to using the lead sound. Yeah, and you already heard it. There's a lot of delay on it, but the rhythms on this is a Plexi 100 watt amp plus a Greenback cabinet. If you have kind of a software which can recreate that sound, be my guest. And there's also a distortion pedal. Let me see, what's the name again? Yeah, the T808 OD. That's the pedal which is used, and the chorus, and on the reverb we just have a Hall reverb, a digital reverb. And this gives us this typical brown detuned sound, which is in fact needed for this type of sound. And in 80s rock, the tempo is often around 130 BPM. And a really common technique to play is this one here. Sounds like nothing, but you need to really adapt. So you play palm muted power chords. This is an E5 chord. In this case, original Jump is in C. But it's not about Jump today. It's just to get into the vibe of the 80s and like a Van Halen style guitar, and this is this direction. And the main thing is these palm muted 8s on any chord. And together with the detuned sound, you get this motion, even you're playing the same thing all the time. And in Jump, Eddie Van Halen even is playing the synthesizer, and then he plays the guitar. So the guitar work is not so hilarious, but still is needed to be done. And the thing is, you're going to play a long segment just of these. And now here comes a trick, and then we're going to the close view. The chord is not really hard to grab, but the trick is when you play a long segment of just playing this palm muted 8, they have to be really precise. And when you record them and you quantize them on 8 notes, it doesn't really sound cool. It has to be a little bit laid back to push the groove. I'll show you. so you're a little bit laid back and you need to get a feeling for that. Then the next thing is you want to support the melody. In this case, it's the synth. That's the rhythm, and this is played with this technique here. You play the note, bass note is palming, and then you make this rotation out of the position. And now you, in the palm muted technique, you play the rhythm. So you can choose either to just play straight ahead eighths just to drive the beat, or to give it a kick together with the melody, and that works this way. You know, you can also move around. Instead of a E5, you play like in the second round. You can sounds different than the E5 down here. You know, and the point is, because you're playing that the long time all the same, then you want to create a kind of emotion in the whole thing, and that's the way it's done. You know, you just move around, have these little gimmicks. I'll show you. You probably also noticed the melody makes da da ga da ga ga, and then comes a pause, and you can repeat the same rhythm in the pause to give a counterpoint to what the synth is doing. And that's the way you create really cool rhythm guitars. You know, it's not such a rock sound, but you need to interact with the other instruments, and that's how it works. Good. So after this, we have something. We go to a B section, and this is C sharp, and when there we're playing C sharp minor, and to A and 9, and we're playing open strings, and we're playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. To A5, A at 9, 2, 3, 4. Again, 2, 3, 4. And then to B. And then the typical one, that's from Panama. That's basically a sus which resolves itself. And that's the whole thing. So let's do the whole thing now. See how it works. And try to really build up. You also can, if you want to even push it harder, you can do this. You just add some 16 notes in between, somewhere where you feel it's the right spot. So the key to that something sounds really cool is building up the whole thing, and there you have different elements which you can get into the sound, and the main riffs are often quite simple, but to develop them, that takes some, it's quite a task, and it's a really good example how to do that. Yo guys, I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial about the Brown sound or Van Halen Style Rock Guitar. These are core techniques of rock guitar together with the Eddie's Brown sound, but the main topic is really to build up a thing and don't make it, make something simple sound really cool, and just add these little gimmicks. And the main thing, I must say, especially back in the 80s, is that this thing works, and I cannot highlight enough how tough it is. Even today when I want to record that, it's basically just straight ahead eights, but you have to find exactly the spot where you give the groove a drive and don't pull it back. If you're too early, too late, or too much on time, then you're holding the groove back, but it has to, it has to pull and give power. And that's, when we go to the second part here, that's kind of a science. And even after many years of playing, each time I record this thing, I first need to tune in, and I'm always sweating a bit that I don't get it on the point. I cannot, and inside this being on the point, work out these little gimmicks to make it more interesting, and just not play eights. You need to get into the vibe of this. By the way, it seems to be the orange month. It's again orange. It's the orange vibe. A lot of good feelings and joy and going forward. That's also orange. And that's the challenge here. I mean, the chords are not hard to play, but to being in the vibe and letting it flow and just add these little gimmicks, that's what makes the magic, specifically of 80s, or specifically, also the solos. But today we don't talk about the solo, just the Van Halen Style Rock Guitar. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you want to have this cool backing track, which I produced, I'm gonna change the intro of the synth a bit on the upcoming backing track. I didn't like it so much. I was on the last minute to produce it because it had to go out, and I just saw, okay, I need to fix something. But then it's going to be available for download in the HPCrazy Guitar Academy, plus the tabs of what I was just talking about, also in Guitar Pro format, where you can really learn to this. But of course the backing track is the great thing, because you can really practice and have some fun and try out your stuff here. And also the soloing is cool. And also I'm gonna do a list of the sound settings, 3 sounds: clean sound, rhythm guitar, and lead guitar, Eddie Van Halen sound, specifically for Fractal Audio devices. But if you have any other devices which have the same settings, you can also use them there. If it was too fast, you can read it there, but that one is only available for premium members. Anyhow, if you love this tutorial, please share to the world that me and Dr. Pink are existing. Please join the HPCrazy Academy, and please leave me a comment if you love what we are doing for the guitar community. See you guys.